Hello, Edekudede. Hey guys, it's Adironke again, and today I'd like to talk about the differences between Eru, Iwofa, Òṣìṣẹ, and Òṣìṣẹ. Kí ni ìyàtọ̀? Kí ni àwọn ìyàtọ̀ tó wà láàrin Eru, Iwofa, Òṣìṣẹ àti Òṣìṣẹ? So, first of all, we have Eru. Eru means slave. Eru, 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 Eru. And with Eru, the person, the slave, would be the property of the owner, in the sense that, the person, the owner, the Olowo is owner. The Olowo would kind of determine where they go and what they do, and until they set them free, until they give them their freedom. Usually they would, sometimes some won't, they will let them serve them like all their life, especially the ones who work in the palace or things like that. But Eru is the property of their Olowo, the owner, and they determine what they do, they determine where they go, they determine where they eat, they give them instructions that they have to follow, and usually they live within the premises of the owner, so within reach of the owner, except the owner wants them to go somewhere to do some work for a while, but basically that they're property. The second one that we have is Iwofa. Now, Iwofa is not Eru. Iwofa is, to be honest, Iwofa would sometimes even perform the same work that the Eru would perform. The female Erus were usually, in the kitchen or cleaning or, things like that. And the males usually did like farm work, hunting, just anything that was more physically demanding, they did. But the Iwofa, whether male or female, would usually do the work that the Erus would do as well, whether male or female. And if, let's say that I need money, let's say someone is sick that I know, and I need to pay for their bills, for their bayawo, babalawo, or something, and I go to a rich person and I ask them to lend me some money. I would sometimes this was back then, I would sometimes maybe take my youngest sibling over there, or maybe my oldest child, or maybe my second child, or whoever was strong enough and old enough to do some work, and say, okay, this is my child, let them work for you pending the time that I return your money. So if you owe me $50, if you give it to me, if I owe you $50, if you lend me $50, instead of paying you $55 after like a month, or $60, or whatever interest you choose to charge, because sometimes, apart from lending you money, when you're going to return that money back, people would often demand, for some interest. So instead of giving you some interest, I'll let whoever that I'm going to be giving to you do some work for you, so that at the end of the day, at the end of the month, at the end of 2 months, whatever, I would just be giving you back the $50 that you gave me. And then you can be rest assured that I'm not going to run away with your money, because again, I'm not going to allow maybe my youngest brother or my oldest son or whatever to continue working for you for free. Of course, I would want to quickly pay you back. So, Iwofa, a person rendering service to a creditor in lieu of interest on a loan received is Iwofa. The Eru and the Iwofa usually don't get paid. The Òṣìṣẹ may or may not get paid. It depends on, the kind of work that it is. So if, let's say that I just need someone, like a maid or someone around, I would have the, I mean, you can go anytime. You can tell me, hey, I don't want to work anymore. I'm tired of working for you. I'm tired of doing this work. I'm tired of clearing your farm. I'm tired of doing your dishes. I'm done. Then I would just, if the agreement was that I would pay you, I would just give you your balance and you would go. The Eru and Iwofa don't have that luxury. The Omoshe does. Some Omoshes don't get paid. Let's say that I'm a very good hairdresser. I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm like, the Yao Shun that can make hair the most in the village. And people come to me and say they want to learn how to work. By the way, Omoshe can also be apprentice. Apart from servant, Omoshe can also be apprentice. So if I know how to make hair that well, people would often come to me and say, hey, can you teach us how to make hair? Shele kowa. Eko is education. Ko is teach. Shele kowa boshin share irun. Can you teach us how to make hair? And, pending the time that you deem us fit to be able to work on our own, we'll work for you for free. Sometimes those people would even charge, okay, bring 50 naira, or bring 50 kobo, or bring 50 cowrie shells. Let's throw it back now. Or maybe 50 cowrie shells is a lot. It's a lot of money. Maybe bring 3 cowrie shells. Or it was a lot. Maybe not necessarily a lot now, but it was. I'm going to teach you how to make hair for as long as, and obviously you would perform certain domestic duties for me. You can do my light dishes. You can just sweep the house that we would be doing the training at and things like that. So you can also be apprentice, can be a servant that you would often pay. It may or may not be paid, depends on the agreement. But Omoshe can be apprentice, can be servant, can be a trainee, can be, things like that. And then the most dignified of all is the Òṣìṣẹ. Òṣìṣẹ. The Òṣìṣẹ is the worker. Òṣìṣẹ. And obviously, with the worker, you get paid. You have a decent amount of rights. I made a video earlier on the kind of slavery that existed amongst the Yorubas. I mentioned that it's not the same as the one that occurred in the Americas. It wasn't. Just check that video out when you get the chance. I'll probably put the link in the description or so. The owner of the slave, the owner, is the Olowo. That's the Yoruba name for owner. Olowo, Olowo, Olowo. And for the Iwofa, you can also call they're not their owner. The person is just there temporarily, pending the time that the person who borrowed money from the person brings the money so that they can go. So they can just call that person Oga as well. Ayanilowo is the term for someone who borrows. Ayanilowo, Ayanilowo. So they will often call them like Baba or something, like father, or just call them the generic name for adults, Baba, Baba, things like that. If they want to address them, if the Wafa wants to address them, but they are not their owner. Even the Eru would call their owner Baba, Mama, Yawa, just mother, father. That's the name. And then the Òṣìṣẹ and the Omoishe, it would be Oga. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask me. I'm always here to answer your questions. And thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.